Day 16 of training camp. This is the last time you'll see me in this room for the next couple days. What is up, Finn fans? Training camp in the books. This one's more of a walkthrough, so not a lot of big breaking news and information. I do have information, and we're going to find out some things about Judon, which kind of became official because the Dolphins talked about it. He even talks about why his sacks dropped from 15.5 to 5.5. We'll talk about that and all that good stuff. But yeah, like I said, this is it. Tonight, literally after I'm done making this video, I'm going to the airport and hopping on a flight, heading down to Miami. I will be at training camp tomorrow and Thursday. So if you are there, come hang out, say hello. I'd love to take pictures with you. If we do take pictures, I want to put in the vlog, so tag me in it, all that stuff. Also, if you're going to be there, I am now campaigning to win Fan of the Day jersey. So if I don't know if you could just put DouglieDoWrong down as my name, or you could put my actual name, which is Doug Spuma. There you go. But yeah, vote for me if you're at training camp either tomorrow or the day after for Fan of the Year, Fan of the Day. I would really love to win it, and that'd be awesome if I won it and Willie Gay won it. Got the orange jersey that same day. So I'm campaigning. Also, check out the shorts. I'm going to be making shorts on the way down there, and while I'm there, give you guys updates on where I'm doing, what the house, all that stuff. And again, when I get back, I will have the vlog out probably Friday or maybe Saturday before the game. So got a lot of moving parts. I got a crazy day, and then like I said, I'll be heading down to training camp. So let's talk about Matthew Judon first and foremost, because Judon had a few things to say, which I thought was interesting. So new Dolphins linebacker Matthew Judon doesn't want you to blame age or bad luck or his 2023 early season torn bicep for his sack numbers plummeting from 15.5 with New England to 5.5 last season. The 33-year-old pass rusher who joined the Dolphins this week on a one-year contract that could be worth up to $3 million, so you're probably thinking like a $2 million contract with a ton of incentives, said the drop can be attributed primarily to the way Atlanta used him. He said, if you look at the film, I dropped into coverage on 60% of the plays. Judon told Card Player in May, Judon exaggerating. Pro Football, he rushed the quarterback 382 times and dropped into coverage 87. But that's more plays in coverage than he's accustomed to. He says, it's hard to get a pick and a sack at the same time. He says, I think I could still play, but that's not up to me. I'm not the GM making the decisions. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they use him. Anthony Weaver, talking about him, says, with the young secondary, the Dolphins clearly believe that loading up a skill pass rush is a smart approach. Weaver said, yes, I think so. Right? Ask the 2012 Giants, right? Osi Umenyiora, Jason Pierre-Paul, Justin Tuck, just a wealth of edge who can rush. And then we have guys that can not only rush from the edge, but can rush from the inside as well. I think when you pair that with Sealer and Kenneth Grant and some of the guys that we have, it's really exciting for us to think about potential mismatches we can create. So Judon is a guaranteed thing. He is a Miami Dolphin. Again, maybe they will make a move for a corner. I know there was the rumblings around of Jalen Phillips being traded or some type of trade to get a corner. There's also rumblings that Asante Samuel Jr. was in the building today for a visit, but then Barry Jackson came out and said, no, he's not here. Not saying he won't be here in the upcoming days, but he's not here. So that might be a thing that they wait until after Tuesday when we have to cut down to 53 to start bringing guys in, because then they have 2 weeks for the season to start. A lot of it depends on his neck and all that other stuff, or they might wait till Sunday after the preseason game to see what they finally have at the cornerback depth, and then maybe bring in Asante Samuel Jr. or somebody else like that. So we'll see how all that stuff pans out. So let's get into training camp. So supposedly Jake Bailey has held off Ryan Stonehouse in the battle for Dolphins punter. Stonehouse was released Tuesday. His agent, Joan Perrell, told the Miami Herald the Dolphins confirmed later in the day that Bailey will be the Dolphins punter for the third consecutive season. On 3 punts in preseason, Bailey averaged 56 yards, an average net of 53. He placed 2 punts inside the 20-yard line, whereas Stonehouse wasn't as good, 43.3 yards with an average of 40, and he placed it inside the 20 once. So maybe Bailey gets over that little skid there of his struggles the past couple of years. Also, he's a good holder, and our man's Jason, our kicker, obviously Sanders, is used to him. Keeping Stonehouse would have not been cheap. Neither punter had guaranteed salary for the season, but Bailey is slotted to make 1.95. The salary becomes fully guaranteed after the first week of the season. Stonehouse would have made 1.2. I don't think his money went towards the top 51. So there you go. And then a little bit of information coming from practice today. The Dolphins had a light indoor practice, essentially a glorified walkthrough in their indoor facility at Miami Gardens, and the team again opted not to activate tight end Darren Waller from the physically unable to perform list. Coach Mike McDaniel said Waller might be back this week. Waller has been back into game shape after a year in his retirement. His agent Drew Rosenhaus said on WSVN 7 that he will be ready to contribute in the September 7th opener against the Colts. Running back Devon Achane did not participate. Mike McDaniel said it's unlikely he'll participate in the final 2 preseason practices, Wednesday and Thursday joint practice with the Jaguars. Receiver Tyreek Hill caught some passes from a machine and worked out alongside Achane. Linebacker Jalen Phillips practiced after missing the past week with an undisclosed injury. Fullbacker Alec Ingold and linebacker Mo Kamara wore red non-contact jerseys. Both are in concussion protocol. So they're getting there. Now, with Devon Achane, his calf strain is something that is going to be extremely monitored. We have about 3 weeks until the start of the season, and they do not want to rush him back because, God forbid, it could go from bad to worse with that type of injury. So slow play it, have him not do anything for the next couple of weeks, and then see how he's ready for the start of the season. Now, again, I came out and talked about the potential of trading for Robinson. Now, what would you get for him? You know, I would give up nothing more than like a 5th. The 5th would be the highest that I would trade for him. But I kind of made a tweet about it saying like, hey, Dolphins kind of, need one. Brian Robinson Jr. said Miami needs a big back. I got so much crap for that, saying, what about Ollie Gordon? And what about this? And what about that? And no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. We need corners. We need offensive linemen. Yes. And if the tweet came out from Jordan Schultz that an offensive lineman or a corner was being shopped, then I would say the same thing. But Brian Robinson Jr., big back, around 6'1". We saw what happened with Madison. Our 4 rotations was supposed to be Devon Achane. If I had to pick, Devon Achane, probably Madison, right, and then Ollie Gordon to start the season, probably switch Ollie Gordon and right. That was your top 4. That was the 4 running backs we were going to go into the season with. Well, Madison is out for the year with his neck injury, so that leaves an open spot. We brought in 2 running backs to try out, but that still leaves an open spot. Brian Robinson Jr., now I understand he has injury history. He's going into a contract year. That's why you don't give up anything for him. Like, again, a 5th would be the highest I would give up for him. But now that you're seeing what's going on with Devon Achane, now it's more, you're like, hey, if they do get Brian Robinson Jr., not saying he's an all-world beater, but if you bring him in, then you don't really have to rush Achane back from that and let that injury heal completely so we don't lose him for the year. Because that injury can cannonball into something else or snowball into something else. So, again, I get a lot of, I say things. And people think I say things for clicks, or I say, no, I take a second, I think about it, and then I say something. And I'm like, this is interesting. What if? And then people are like, rah! And then at the end of it, people are like, well, actually, Doug, you know what? I'm sorry I snapped it. How many times I get that? I get it a lot. Just take a second, hear me out, and just hear me out for a second. Some other news around the NFL that does affect the Miami Dolphins. The Indianapolis Colts are starting with Daniel Jones week 1, not Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is going to be the backup. Now, me personally, Daniel Jones is obviously a little bit better of a quarterback, in my opinion, between the two. Anthony Richardson has the mobility, and that factor scares the crap out of me because the Dolphins do horrible against mobile quarterbacks, whereas Daniel Jones still has that mobility, but he also, after his time with the Giants, he might have the yips in the pocket, if you know what I'm saying. So I think it's better for the Dolphins that they're facing Daniel Jones. But for me, it's like either one I would have been fine with. You know, if we can get our pass rush going, that's what's important. And obviously the offense needs to do their thing. At the end of the day, that's what it's really going to come down to. The offense needs to score, and let the defense. I'm getting ahead of myself because we're going to talk about this in the preview before this game. But then you score, you get a 2-score lead or whatever. Then you allow your defense to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. If you don't, and it's a back and forth battle, then you kind of have to play strategically. And that could affect all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this pans out. There's a lot of stuff in play. There's a lot of stuff that's going to pan out. Like what's going on with the Dolphins at corner, what's going on with the depth, who's making the 53, who's not making the 53. A lot of stuff. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think of everything that was told to us today. Like I said, I'm about to hop on my flight down to Miami. Vote for me if you're going to be at camp. Also, if you want to hang out and say what's up, I will be at camp, and I'm totally down to say hi. While camp's going on, I'm going to sit up with the beat writers, but definitely before and after. If you see me, come over and say hi. I'm always down. And again, if you want to take a picture, please let me know, and I would or tag me in it so I can put you in the vlog, because I'm going to vlog this as well. But the schedule up until the end of the month, just to let you guys know what's going on. Like I said, for the 400th time, I will be down in Miami for the next 2 days for the camp. I will be back Thursday night. Friday, I will preview the Jaguars game. I will be live Saturday at 7 p.m. for the Jaguars game. And then the Miami Dolphins have to cut down to 53. They have to go from 90 to 53 by 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the 26th. They probably will already know who they were going to cut down by Sunday. So I think I might put my roster prediction out Monday. I'm hoping I'm not too late and it's already known, and then it's kind of obsolete. And then on the 27th afternoon, not afternoon, you know what I'm saying, after 12 noon is when waivers can start happening. And then final preseason training camp is the 31st. And then they go right into essentially regular season practice, because when is the first game? I think kickoff is the 7th, which means I think the Dolphins are playing on the 10th. 7th. I had it backwards. So then they have a week. They have a week from the 31st to get ready. We're getting there. Kickoff is going to be here soon. I got a lot of stuff planned. So, like I said, comment below, subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you. We're getting very, very, very close to 53,000. And I will see you in Miami. Again, check the shorts. I will be making shorts while I'm down there. And obviously, you'll get your recap live from training camp. Now, I'm going to record it, and then I have to upload it. So it'll probably come out around the same time today. Like usual, stay classy. If it's up.